Hello everybody and welcome back to our Alpha 18 playthrough of 7 Days to Die with me, Lady Shelab, and the great and glorious Aavak. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. So today we are gonna basically go on another big old honey scavenging hunt. You guys in the comments have given us some very good tips. Apparently we missed some honey in a trader, so one of us is gonna go over there and see if it's still there. And you're also saying apparently tree stumps are still the chance when you cut them down. Is it when you cut them down?
Yeah. I was under the impression that a tree stump with honey in it looked different to a tree stump that didn't. But apparently, no, there is just a chance for there to be honey in there.
So, yeah, I'm going to be going out with my axe and just chopping as many tree stumps as possible and hoping that the thing I got...
Would you like to take my iron fire axe with you?
That might be a really good idea, actually, yes. Thank you.
Let me make it. I think I can make a mod, I believe, but I'm going to have to use a workbench for it, but the tree splitter mod.
It's fine.
Right, there we go. I've got plenty of bullets for my gun. Got a decent amount of crossbow bolts for my crossbow. I've got my iron knuckles. I've got spears as well for that high damage. Just to confirm, though, I had quite a few people mentioning that the spears, the throwing, was not the only component of spears. Oh, I absolutely know that. I thought I did mention in one of the earlier episodes the difference between the regular melee attack and the power attack. Throwing the spear is the power attack. It does about 4 times the damage of the regular melee attack. Now, spears are nice since they have the longest reach of all melee weapons. So you could get close enough to stab a zombie without them being able to hit you, but we're still learning where that boundary is, because that has changed, and we kind of had a sense for it in Alpha 17. So typically getting close in order to do damage is something I tried to avoid, but if I have to, I have my iron knuckles, which at least if I can land a punch in the face means that they can no longer infect me. I know that right now maybe that isn't such a big concern for me because I'm already infected, but I would like to try and avoid getting more infected if that's a thing that can happen. Right, so what are you off to do then, Shelab? Are you heading to the trader?
I am heading to the trader, yeah.
Marvelous.
I just waypointed it. I've sent you a party request as well.
Oh, thank you. Let me accept that one. There we go. Now.
So I'm going to, see if there's any tree stumps on the way, and if there are, and I spot them, I will axe them down.
I think these may actually be planters in front of our house.
Oh,
I think they may
so
actually be farm tiles, yeah.
Farm plots that are like done as planters. Oh,
yeah, well, I mean, they're the only type of farming that you can do now. You can only plant in coffee seeds. Goldenrod seeds, fantastic. Yucca seeds, also fantastic. I approve. Aloe seeds, yay. I guess I'll plant the coffee. But you can only plant in farm plots now. You make them with rotten flesh, which is why I was saying that rotten flesh does actually have significant value at this stage in the apocalypse. All right, let's have goldenrod. Oh, are they not? They might not be, you know. I'm wondering about this. They don't seem to allow me to plant. I need a shovel.
Aww,
let me go grab a shovel.
Oh, yeah.
What, have you already found honey?
First, yep.
Wow. Well, I'm at 19.8.
Do you want me to bring it straight back?
No.
Or go and get the other honey?
No, it depends how close you are.
I'm reasonably, I'm about halfway. I'm to basically by the newer trader at the moment. About halfway.
Keep going then. Keep going.
I'll keep going. I'll see how much I can get. Because it might be that I've got a decent chance of getting stuff.
Yeah. No, one of the reasons why I wanted you to be the one to go out there is because if you're coming across all of these honey opportunities and tree stumps, if honey is included in medical supplies, then you'll have a better chance of gathering it. No.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know if it is or not, but there's a good chance it might be.
It is just dirt, unfortunately. I was really hopeful that was, in fact, a planter space, but no. Can't plant any of our goldenrod yet, I suppose.
Aww.
Very sad. Super sad. Actually, I don't have them down there. Did you eat before you left?
No. I'll have to eat the honey.
That's silly. No! My honey! Damn it.
Sorry, I had to do it.
She's such a scallywag. Right, actually, have I got any lockpicks? I do not. We'll get some at some point. I'm going to start investigating the houses around that we haven't already investigated, while Shelab is out taking care of the honey hunt. But tomorrow is potentially the first day where we might have a horde. So we need to start thinking about that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I will try to gather some materials. I may do a little bit of iron mining as well while I'm out here. Hello. That looks dodgy. But it's kind of dodgy.
We had a couple of ideas for the horde base, didn't we? Like possibly doing some sort of corridor, or possibly doing one in the air again. Not quite sure yet on that one, are we?
Well, it's all down to where you want to set up the horde base. Again, Lady Shelab is going to be the primary horde base designer for this series. Partially because she doesn't often get much opportunity to build horde bases, and so it's not a skill that she's really developing. Of course, you can observe other people do it and learn from that, but it's not the same as doing yourself. So we've decided that Lady Shelab will be the one in charge of the horde base shenanigans this time round, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. So I'm going to be taking a very hands-off approach to the horde base. To the point that sometimes Lady Shelab is probably going to ask me, should we do this or should we do that? And it's going to be like, well, the decision is yours to make.
A blinking lion out here. Oh my goodness.
Yes, there are going to be some more chonky critters out there that you may want to watch out for.
Don't want to mess with you, Mr. Lion.
But obviously I'll offer help when help is genuinely wanted. But because our last horde base was reasonably effective, I worry that there's a little bit of a kind of precedent to deferring to my judgment on things. But again, that doesn't really help with learning. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that, I think. I personally think Lady Shelab's going to do a bang-up job.
So people said there was honey here.
Where?
I'm not seeing it.
In the trader?
In the trader, yeah.
The trader's inventory does change every couple of days, so it might not be there now, I guess. But they were certain that there was 2 jars of honey for 160 honey each. Have we been to this?
And it was in the trader in the snow biome, was it?
Yeah, we've only been past 2 traders, ultimately. Oh, you must have already been in here. I see. Okay, well, I was skulking in, thinking I was going to raid this place, but no. No, nothing. Oh. Ha 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 ha. Yes, definitely has been a Shelab in here. Ah, poop. I fell down the same place.
Mwahaha.
Damn it, Shelab. I'm blaming you for this. Oh, well. I'll move on to another place then, I guess. There are a couple of trash roads. There was enough stuff that wasn't looted down here to make me think, oh, no, this is a place that hasn't been looted. But alas, no. There we go. Lady Shelab is clearly...
I can check in on the other trader on the way past just in case.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've already got one, so that it's already a success. Ooh,
yes.
Medical supplies. Steel tool schematic.
Many tree stumps, though.
Really? Wow, this is amazing. Reading the schematic will teach you how to craft this item. The quality of a crafted item is determined by its governing perks, such as shotgun messiah. I found steel tools. I'm going to keep that because, again, I don't know who's going to be doing the tool crafting, but if that's going to be you, Shelab, then I'll read it. If it's not, then I won't. Ultimately, it still is better for the...
That's still a bit up in the air, isn't it?
Yeah, for the tool crafter to make the tools because they're going to have the higher quality. But the ability to make steel tools, I suppose, wouldn't be too bad. Grabbing all the chairs. This is good wood. Why are we leaving good wood? An unsearched bookcase with a magazine extender mod. Ah, see? There was use in me coming in here after all. Fantastic. Double fantastic. Anything? Ammo pile as well. With a level 3 hunting knife. Well, that's better than my level 1, so I accept. Anything up here? No. Now, what are the odds that Shelab did not go up into the attic? Definitely taking...
Depends on which house it is.
It is the house just opposite us. It looks like he didn't, actually. It looks like you may have missed one room. Probably you fell down in the falling the floor trap.
Yeah. I think I know the one. And then I just...
And then kind of got disoriented and didn't remember where you'd been.
Or whatever, yeah.
But there's definitely no zombies up here, so... But there's a couple of abandoned trash piles and a bookcase that wasn't looted. So, you know, it's not a terrible place for me to have come. Can I not get in there? Oh, that one's already been looted, never mind.
Looking at our tree stuff.
You have looted most of the treasure room. There we go. All done and
I need to get out of this biome. It's full of wild animals that are going to eat my face.
Well, that's potentially a good thing, though. You know, wild animals are noms.
True. Don't know how confident I am with them, though.
I like this place. Shade Tree Auto. I approve. It's got a tree. And the workshop is in the shadow of the tree. It all makes sense. I approve. Thank you. Hello over there. I knew you were coming.
I don't have water on me. It's ridiculous.
Uh-oh. Didn't you go prepared for today's excursion?
Totally prepared. Yep. No, it's fine. My stamina will be fine until I get back. No problem, but...
I'm probably going to use my spears.
I found one tree stump the whole time.
Oh, no.
It's ridiculous. I'm not finding any, at all.
Probably going to keep using my spears right up until the point that they are all completely broken, and then I'm going to ditch the spears for now because I'm not speccing into Javelin Master. And as useful as they are, I now have crossbows.
They were good, early game, just to stop us getting infected every 2 seconds.
I mean, yeah, if that was their
You got
purpose.
infected once.
I feel that they
You got
failed.
infected once, so...
You heard it here first. I can blame my infection on the spears. They had one job. One job! Failed. Stupid spears. It's all your fault. There is definitely a sleeper in here somewhere. I can hear it.
Oh, stump.
Breathing.
I do wonder how many stumps I'm running past and people in the comments are like, nah, there was one there, and there was one there.
Damn it. Damn it, twice.
Right, that's the second honey.
There, well, there was definitely another spear. There we go. I do like that they are highlighted. It's quite useful. Because I'm fairly certain I would lose quite a lot of them if they weren't. Okay, it's an interesting little workshop. Now, I'm not making a point of tearing the workshops down because that adds so much time to a scavenging run that you could use for other things. But it is an intentional... It is a choice. Understand that it's not that I don't understand that it can be torn down. It isn't that I don't realize what I could get from the things that you can tear down. Well, in some cases, I'm going to be honest. I'm not all-knowing when it comes to 7 days. But I'm choosing not to expedite the looting. I'd rather loot more places, and then once I've looted enough of them, start swinging back through the areas that I've previously been to and properly loot them out. There we go. Anything else left in here? Water cooler. Let's see what we got there. I really should have checked my corners a bit sooner before starting to loot there, because someone could have been sneaking up on me from behind. Television. Okay.
Sneaky.
Nothing else really. Now we're back outside. Okay, well, it's not a bad little area. I'm gonna have
How
to go and
big
drop
is your
things off.
infection now? 20?
22.3.
Okay.
So at this point, I would need
bring back the
3
honey
honeys.
Yeah, I'll bring back the 2 I've got, and then I'll just keep
Really?
walking around and try and see if I can find another stump.
Why was that engine made out of plastic? I feel that this is a bad choice of materials for an engine.
Yes.
I mean, you could make some sort of argument that an electric engine might be able to work well with plastic, but I still feel that a metal engine would be a better choice. And if it's an internal combustion engine, I feel that it's a necessary choice. In before, a great deal of people who know much more about engines than me chime in and say, well, actually... Stand
Engines
yourself
do
up.
not work at all the way you think they do.
Plastic is a better material for making internal combustion engines. What do you mean? I'm like, well, it shows what I know. Oh, some 7.62 ammo for Shelab.
Lovely stuff.
There we go. What we got out here? Got something else out there. Interesting. Right, working stiff sealed crate. What have you got in here for me? Let's have a look. We've got a paintbrush. Not exactly what I needed.
Are you in Shade Auto?
Yeah. Clearing out Shade Auto at the moment.
I'm just standing outside with your honey.
Okay. I'm going to come out via the roof.
To take 10% off you, and then I'm going to like go get some food out of the base. And then I will head off and try and get some more, but I figure that you'll probably do a bit better if you've
if that pulls me down to 12%, then I'll lose my stamina debuff.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I figure. So if you can come out to the front,
coming
I don't
now.
want to disturb anything that you're doing.
No, it's fine. I've cleared it, but I am coming as well. The other thing I should be doing, and it actually required someone in the comments to remind me, and this is why I say I'm not all-knowing when it comes to 7 days, is... Oh, look at that. Dismantling bird's nest. They're never going to respawn under our current settings, so why leave them there?
Why? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I'd forgotten that too. I've just been like looting birds' nests, and yeah, if I see empty ones, I'll just chop them.
Well,
come on, get this honey before it despawns.
Oh, don't leave her on the floor for now, if you could avoid it. I'm just grabbing some last little bits, and now I'm coming down to you. Ah, donk. Right, let me drop some things, because I'm literally overburdened. I'm going to eat you straight away. There we are. Also, your ammo.
Thank you very much.
Advanced muffled connectors allow for a bit more stealth. Do I have anything that could take it? I don't think so. Or maybe my...
do you want me to take anything else back to the base? Because I'm going to go back to the base and get some food, and then I'm going to carry on trying to find you the rest of the honey you need.
No, I'm going back to the base anyway. I'm absolutely overburdened, so there's no reason not to.
Okay.
But I am going to see if I can't perhaps mod some of my equipment. No, I can't put any mods on my bandana. Alas, that would have been useful. I'm fairly certain my helmet already has the only mod that it can have, and that is the light. Yep, complete. Where? The tank top might be able to take a mod. Yes, perfect. Oh, but I can't put this on there. Damn it. Greatly reduces noise from armor. Alright. Well, what we might be able to do is mix and match some of my armor then, because I'm fairly certain I've got a mod on my shoes. I have to have that mod there. Okay, I've got a plan. First.
Okay.
My plan is to... Oh, never mind. I don't need to do that. My leather gloves, of course, have got so much mod capacity because they're level 3 that I could stick those on there anyway. I was going to switch them around a little bit and move the pocket mod to my... another item on my person, my tank top, but no, that's fine. I'll have arm pockets. Doesn't bother me. Ah, my stamina's so bad though. Thankfully, the infection is going down, so soon it'll be good. I don't want to use my honey until my current dose is finished because I don't know if the doses stack. And I would hate to waste that.
Yeah, and even if they do, if they sort of work at the same time as each other, then your infection could go up again, sort of thing. So I don't know exactly how it works. And
I have got the steel tool schematic. I've also got the gas can schematic. I think I've learned the gas can schematic. Got a sledgehammer. That's about... Oh, I've got some more items there as well. I'm going to keep the steel pickaxe on me, though.
Okay, I'm off to get to try and find more stumps again. And as I say, I'll try and find feathers and things as I go.
Right here.
And I'll try and remember to destroy the nests.
Oh. I hear possible salvation.
I can head in the direction of that because, yeah, although there'll be tree stumps between me and that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it might well work. Move the dyes to the tool chest just to make a little bit of extra room. The empty cans can go in there for now. Glass jars can go in there for now. Let's see. We got any dyed items? I don't think we do. I should take this and Well, actually, I don't need it. Shelab should absolutely take vitamins. And make sure that before any kind of engagement, if you've got vitamins to take, you take them.
Yeah.
Just to avoid the situation where, well, exactly what happened to me, basically. Yep. Would you like me to make a bit more food?
I would love that, actually. It's starting to get a little low.
Because we've still got 2 boiled meats in the fire.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've just taken some bacon and eggs, so
Cool.
it's not
Okay.
too bad.
Right, well, I'm turning the remainder of our eggs and indeed our bacon into bacon and eggs, so that'll all be done rather soon. Now, can I use this to make arrowheads? Iron arrowheads, yes I can, perfect. I would like, sure, 100 iron arrowheads. Go ahead and make me those. As for the bullets, I can already make some bullet casings. I can make some bullet tips. Requires clay for that. Let's go for the bullet casings for now. Yeah, we actually need to gather some clay dirt. That's something I should make a point of getting.
I think there was a little bit in the chest, but not a huge amount.
I'll take...
I was collecting a bit for the forge.
I did think I had a shovel around somewhere, but apparently no. Do I not have it on me? No, I don't. That's a little bit of an annoyance. Oh well, I can make a spare shovel out and about. Take some plant fibers with me, some stones, which I should already have. I've got 1 stone. That's not good enough. All right, I'm gonna head out, do a little bit more gathering of things. And I will gradually start to prepare some materials for the horde base. Because again, tomorrow could be it.
Yeah.
So, having material ready for that would be a good move. I will make a point of zooming around and starting to gather the cobble and the likes. My stamina is going to be a bit gimped because my stamina regen is reduced by 1/4 due to my infection.
Oh,
have you found antibiotics?
You are cured.
3. 3 antibiotics.
3 antibiotics.
Wow. Lady Shelab, MVP. I will not die tonight.
And your infection will be cured as soon as I get back. And another honey from a tree stump.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, well, I won't use this last honey then. I'll keep that around.
Yeah, because then we can cure a couple of minor infections straight away. It'd be amazing if we keep that in the base or keep it on us as we travel around or whatever.
Be sure to cut up any nests you see on your way.
I am absolutely doing that. I already have... How many feathers do I have?
But that is amazing news. Thank you so much, Shelab. This is amazing. Right, okay, so at that point then, I can start focusing really properly on just gathering materials.
Yeah, we can both do that rather than me having to run around trying to cut up tree stumps. So that was an amazing find.
On that note, we still haven't finished looting everything in the basement. We got part of the way through it, but then abandoned it. We didn't want to have to dig our way through a safe.
Oh, yes.
I've got a bunch of lockpicks, so I might as well go down there and see if I can do that.
Yeah.
Now, one thing to be aware of, obviously, our base is never going to respawn zombies. But anywhere like this, anywhere else, absolutely 100% could. Every 5 days, zombie respawns happen. Those are not the same. Oh, did we not loot this desk? We did not. That was very silly of me. But every 5 days, zombies will respawn in regular points of interest. There we go.
Just so happy that you're finally not infected, and also we have 4 infections worth of cures.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you get to the infection early enough, honey is an infection cure easily enough.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So we got enough to cure 2 big infections and 2 small infections now.
What I would say with the honey... Actually, I should be using a knife on these. What I would say with the antibiotics is we do save those for big infections.
Yeah, it'd be good for you to take it now, obviously.
Yes, because one will cure my
Big
entire infection.
there. Exactly.
I'd need 4 honey to cure this otherwise.
And then the other 2. And every time I see a tree stump, I will be, like, cutting it down. Where are you?
I'm down in the basement.
In the base. Oh, that makes sense.
I was so tempted to say, I'm down in a well. I'm up in the tree. I'm the monkey and you can't catch me. You've no idea how tempting that was. But I will be heading up in a moment. I love the fact that you've
met the guy that wrote that song.
Yeah.
That's just
Mr. Weeble is fantastic. Scholar and a gentleman, so he is. Right, let's head on up.
It seems almost fitting. Sorry.
It's okay.
I came to bring you your antibiotics.
Thank you.
Here.
Thank you
Eat
so
them.
much. Wait. Let's see. I want to check where I am with my antibiotic. Medicine is 0.7, so I'm just going to wait for that to go through. But yeah, we may as well just empty out this place, honestly. Do you have a shovel?
So what? I think so. Hang on. Let me look. I got some ammo for you from somewhere. Oh, it must have been out of the big chest I just looted. I was so worried about the antibiotics, I didn't even look at what else there was. Yeah, I've got an iron shovel here. So dig through all the bodies.
No. All of the cobble.
Oh, right, of course. Yes.
Bodies are better with knives, from what I understand. So
you shall do that.
Actually, you know what? They might not be. They might be better with axes. Let's see. Okay, so for 32 points, I'll get 1 bone, 10 EXP, and 1 nitrate powder. Let's see. 4 EXP, 1 bone.
Is there any other stuff around that I could dig up or whatever? Should I just go through? Oh, around here.
Oh, yeah, there's loads. There's absolutely loads. I don't think I'm actually gaining much more using the knife, so I'll go ahead with the axe. There we go. We'll just get through this as fast as we can. That's an odd sound for this to be making. I'm keeping a very close eye on my infection. The moment that stops, there we go. Antibiotic time. Yoink. There we are.
So happy.
So happy
we got that sorted for you.
So am I. Whilst dying at all, it's fine, especially in a new alpha where you're not quite certain about the rules of engagement. But I don't know. Again, I could have just let myself die and the infection would have been gone. But it's not even so much pride, but it's more fun to have that issue and try to overcome it.
Which you did, and that's cool.
Yeah, there are several. Well, I mean, to be fair, you helped me with that. But there are several role-playing games that I've played in the past where, yes, you could just let yourself die, and you would bypass a whole heap of trouble. But you kind of have adventures while you're trying to get away from this sort of thing. You know, having a wounded character can tell a story in and of itself. You know, especially in games with like Dungeons and Dragons and the like, where realistically healing is such a trivial thing. You know, someone can, got the right party composition and someone's going to come along and just look at you funny and you're healed. Or feed you some berries. There we go. Healing. But having a wound and living through that and having to roleplay around that is honestly really, really engaging. It's something I quite enjoy. And I feel that you're kind of losing out by bypassing it, by making the wound trivial. You're losing out on a potential story element. There we go. Moving my way around.
Just getting like all the boxes, all the cobble.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should be moving our base down into the bunker myself. I absolutely think that there's something uniquely awesome about zombie apocalypse. Woke up in the desert, basically naked, because some scallywag stole all my stuff, because I probably owed them debt. Actually, I'm the scallywag, I suppose. But still, didn't need to leave me naked in the desert. We
definitely need to put a staircase into this hole in the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. No, we would need to really, really make this nice.
Make it nice. We remodel.
But I think that could be an awesome project. But yeah, again, I just think there's something deeply cool about started life in a pretty dire situation. It was not the best of days, but look on the bright side. I now have an underground military bunker. It's my home. You could do worse in the zombie apocalypse. You know, a little bit of sprucing the place up, some art, maybe a couple of plants. This place will be really homely in no time.
Exactly.
Right, top.
Plenty of little cabinets and things to stash stuff away as well.
I know, right? I'm just moving around, tearing everything down that I can.
Yeah, because nothing's going to respawn, so we need to, just in case people are worried about me, like, going through a box where, like, oh no, things might respawn there. We've got respawn for loot turned off, so
yeah,
there is no point keeping them.
In fact, there's every point to tear them down at this point because they're just materials sat on the ground instead of in my inventory where they could be turned into deadly zombie traps. We'll leave that couch. It's a little bit of an eyesore, but oh well. We'll replace all the furniture. Though again, this comes to another pet peeve that I have in general games like this, and probably the best example of a game where they are guilty of this is Fallout and Fallout 4, where base building was, you know, a moderate part of the gameplay, of the game loop.
I think I know what you're going to say here.
Yeah. It's the idea that, you can build this furniture. Sure, I will build this furniture. I have built a beautiful, run-down, rickety, old, rusty chair. I'm so proud of myself.
Why would you build it like that?
It's brand new. Sense. I literally just made it. It makes sense if it's all rusted and messy because it's been there for like 10 years and people have been bleeding all over it, amongst other things. But I literally just made this. Why would I intentionally make it rubbish?
I cleaned up in here. See, lovely.
It breaks my brain so hard. I don't see the safe down here that there was apparently here. Most curious. Did we miss something? Someone?
No, I think I'm sure there was a safe somewhere, but I don't think it was in this room. I think
possibly
in one of the other rooms. I vaguely remember there being something like that.
Okay, well, double check everything then.
We need a way up there, don't we?
Well, we can go up and back down, but sure, you have a look there, and I'll go and check the house because yes, there was definitely a safe somewhere. There was no. Oh, really? If I fall again and break my leg, I'm going to be so annoyed. Let me out! Oh, that is a trap in and of itself. There may have been a safe up top somewhere.
Yeah, I'll have a look around.
Take out this so that it doesn't make any noise if I'm moving around at night. Right, you look around down there. I will look around up top. Pile of garbage should not be in the house. As you can see, I have filled in the roof, though it's very much a slapdash job. That's outside. Any safes? No, nothing so far in the house. There we are. Wall safe in one of the bedrooms. Actually, you don't need the lockpicks on your hotbar, as I just did. You just need to hold down E and choose pick lock. There we go. My infection is almost down below the point where it's nerfing my stamina.
Sprained my leg. Trying to get up that stupid ladder.
I'll fix it. Because it almost caught me as well. Damn it, broke my lockpick. Broke 2 lockpicks. 3 lockpicks. I'm going to be stubborn and I'm going to keep going until I run out of lockpicks. There we go. Opened. A level 3 iron reinforced club. That's not a bad find. For Shelab, that's actually going to be a really good find. We've definitely got a splint in here, Shelab.
That's fine. I'll go grab that in a second. Or I was going to make one or grab one or whatever. Because it's not a bad thing. It's not as bad as an infection or anything. At least it goes away on its own. Yeah,
but it will linger and it will be a pain.
Yeah.
To you for a little while.
Oh yeah, it's much better if you can heal it. But
leather poncho.
Not something I'm mega concerned about. Especially since at the moment I'm not really using my legs too much. I'm just like chopping down boxes and things.
There's just that statement. I'm not using my legs too much right now. It's fine.
Legs. I can just walk around just hobble around on it. It's cool.
I just need stumps. That's all. Right.
Oh, the zombies make it work.
There we go. That's actually a good point. Those zombies, you can learn a lot from their dogged tenacity. You've got to respect a creature that you can chop its arms and its legs off, and left with no other recourse, it'll drag itself towards you using its chin.
Yep.
You have got to admire that. That's Naruto levels of determination.
That is tenacity. That is pure tenacity.
Right, okay, you've got all of this, and you've got a much better tool for doing it, so I'm going to leave you to that. In fact, you've got better tools in general.
Should I chop down all of the kegs, or leave some of them for, like...
ambiance?
Decoration.
Yeah, leave the ones against the walls. I would say.
That's what I was thinking. Get the ones out of the way that are in the way and leave the others.
Right, okay. I've almost got all of the iron arrow tips that I wanted to make.
Nice.
That's good.
Oh no, the axe needs repairs.
We got repair kits, it's fine. I'm going to start storing the repair kits in the same area as all of our tools and the likes. Just because. It seems to make more sense in there. I'm going to have myself some bacon and eggs. Ah, fantastic. Truly.
This is the thing, even if Horde Night goes terribly, we've got ourselves a military bunker with massive vault doors.
Yeah, but I wouldn't necessarily want to bring the Horde down, because they will get through.
True.
Again, we were just talking about this. The zombies are tenacious in a way that honestly I think many people could learn from. I think people should stop shy of the trying to eat other people thing, but the tenacity part, yeah, 100%. You gotta respect that.
I actually do quite like the look of this like wine cellar basement.
Yeah, it is actually pretty cool. I remember in a couple of my off-camera Cataclysm runs, yes, I do still play it off-camera, when I've got all the time in the world and I don't have to worry about whether I'm using a tile set that makes it easy enough for someone who doesn't know the game to understand what's going on and all that, and I can have my Retro Days tile set, I will go to great lengths just to decorate my home in that game. And that includes having like casks of wine and all sorts of things. And maybe the wine
awesome.
At this point is vinegar. I don't know, because I'm not going to drink it. I just want it there. I want to live the best life in the zombie apocalypse with my fancy clothes and my...
You don't want to be surviving, you want to be living.
Indeed. This is exactly my point.
That is why I'm going to take all the rubbish out of this house.
Yeah, that's what I was just doing.
Even on the surfaces, because like even though it's not bothering me.
Right. We can only make one farm plot, but that's enough for me to start planting goldenrod. We are gonna have tea growing outside.
Tea.
Again, living our best life. Drop off all of that.
My broken leg's nearly gone now. May as well not bother using the splint.
That's fair enough. We've got loads of coal outside, and there is an nitrate node that I know of that we can scavenge for materials to make ammo with. And that is going to be absolutely amazing.
Perfect. I've got some 9mm ammo, so just pop that in the chest for you.
Thank you very much. Right, I planted the goldenrod just outside.
Awesome.
I'm so happy with that. Right, at this point, the iron arrows are done. Iron arrowheads. Shall I go ahead and make a bunch of iron crossbow bolts for both of us?
Yes, okay. Absolutely. I've got some feathers here. I'll put them in the chest as well.
Yeah, if you pop them in the
and some wood.
The weapon chest would
top?
be a better one for it. Simply
I'll
because...
put some wood and some feathers in there, and then you can just use.
Oh, I didn't see the 9mm ammo in there, unfortunately.
It might be in the bottom one. I might have put it in the wrong one. Sorry.
That's okay. I've got it. No problems at all. I'll put the aloe cream up there as well. Just so that it's somewhere. I may as well use the... I've been grabbing the mod schematic, so I'll continue doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that is a mod. That definitely should go in the tool chest then. But I'll put the aloe cream up there as well, since that is, for all intents and purposes, medical items as well. With the feathers, there we go. Perfect. I will get all of those made.
Put your fire axe back. I'll stick that in the chest.
No, you can have that. You can have that. All right. Well, it's night time, and I'm in a good place. I'm 12.2% on my infection. I'm pretty happy with this one. Kind of want to start marking the houses that we've properly scavenged, and I feel that the best way to do that is honestly to make some torches.
Torches?
Yeah, and just pop them around. So I'm going to grab the animal fat.
I think I need to decide what weapons I want to use and just stick with them.
Okay, no, that's fair.
I don't think I'm going to go with the stun baton too much. I think I'm going to maybe go more with just crossbow and guns, and maybe the spear for just total emergencies.
Depends on what you want to invest in, because you wanted to invest in intelligence. The stun baton is going to be the one that you need to invest in for that.
But I'll leave it here for now. I'll leave it in the chest. I might go back and get it later when I put some points into it.
Yeah, because remember, the attribute is what governs the amount of damage you do with a headshot. So for crossbows, that will be agility. I am 100% going for agility. There's no reason why you can't go for agility as well. But you will be in the place that I was in the last series, where I was having to split my skill points a lot between intelligence, just to be able to get the next ranks in the perks in the intelligence tree. And that was before that was part of the combat cycle. If you're also having to pump loads into agility and loads into fortitude because you want healing factor, then, and you want machine gunner, and loads in perception because you want to use rifles.
It gets ridiculous.
A world where skill points come slowly, that's going to be painful. That will very quickly become a painful situation to be in. Still not necessarily a bad choice, but it is definitely something to be aware of, I would say. Maybe getting junk collector. I don't know. Popping a spare point in that wouldn't be a terrible idea. But well, I'm going to be getting tool nipper, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is interesting. It looks like, you actually do need the perk to be able to make steel tools. So, sure, I will read that. Because at this point, I think one of us needs to be able to make higher quality tools.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where did I put that? I put that up here, I think. There we go. In fact, I'll move these up there as well. I won't need the schematic for making knives. I am absolutely going to be taking that skill because I want blades to be my melee weapon.
How do I not have pants yet?
This is a good question. Right, using that. Yoink. Right, I can now make quality 2 steel tools if we have steel, which we don't right now, but we'll get there.
We can work on it.
All we need for that is a crucible, I believe. Now that requires advanced engineering and crucible schematic. So that's one for you, is it not?
Yeah. Let's have a look at what I need for that. So advanced engineering.
You've already got it if you made the forge.
Yeah. So workbenches will come at the next level, which I'll need 1 more point in intellect for. I can get that, actually. I can get enough to make a workbench.
Oh, well, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Let's do this thing.
Yeah. If we can get up to that and get a crucible, I can start making steel out of the iron that we've got. But for now, I'm going to make a... well, actually, we need lots more clay soil to be able to make forged iron.
Intellect level 4? Tinkerer? Crazy. Maybe I can't quite get it. I'll be able to get it soon, though.
Oh, that's fine. That's not something you need to rush.
I need 1 more point. And I'll be able to get it. I've got 4 points in intellect now. So actually getting the stun baton, probably going to be way better now.
It is a decent one-hand melee weapon, ultimately. So yeah. I don't see any reason why you'd need to avoid it. I mean, it doesn't have quite the same sort of swing mechanic as other weapons, but it's a decent one, all the same, in my opinion. I would like to use... We've got a couple of zombies outside. That's good, because I was starting to worry. But there were no zombies. Bad time.
Oh no, I've seen plenty as I was running to and fro.
Oh, damn it.
Getting the
Excuse me,
antibiotics. I'm coming to help. Don't worry, it's just me.
Okay. And he's down. There we go. My spears are almost done now.
Opportunities where I can there.
Gotcha. Right in the wrist. Oh, my lord. I'm surprised your wrist is even still attached. There we are. Nice try.
He was running for me.
I know.
He was running for me.
And now he will run no more. I'm actually reasonably impressed with myself for being able to peg him while he was running. Because I'm still not used to that.
I've given up my iron spear because I don't want to carry so much stuff around. So if you fancy a nice iron spear instead of your stone,
no.
then,
Again, I'm not specking into spears in any way. I'm just using them right now because I've got them until they run out of durability, and then I'm switching more or less exclusively to my crossbow because that's what I'm going to be putting points into. And my fisticuffs will be there for dealing with. Fights. Honestly, I quite like the pugilism. I really am going to give it a good chance.
A fair shot.
I'm going to give it a good chance. It might not work out for me, especially because it does put you at a bit more risk because you're having to get close up and personal with things. But still, right.
I think this mountain behind us might be a really good place to start a tunnel-based horde base.
Oh, okay.
It looks reasonably steep.
Let me come on over and have a look.
Come to where
Oh, yeah, I can see what you're talking about. Right where you are, right at the base where it becomes steep, yeah.
Yeah, just dig into the stone a little bit. Dig back until it's basically flush with the mountain.
Yeah, if you want... Absolutely, I think that would be an amazing idea. There is a zombie right up top.
There.
So he's just wandering down in this direction. But yeah, no, I think that would be grand. There's a duffel bag right next to you. Open that up. And then chop it up. I'll help you with the prep work, but we do have zombies around. You know what? I'm going to pop down a couple of torches.
We start on about this level, if that's okay.
Sure. So we want to dig this way back, yes?
Yeah.
That always annoys me.
It never just goes straight, does it?
It always frustrates me the way the torch is just kind of attached to nothing. Attached to a tree. It can, but it's not really there.
Just go straight.
It's not like Terraria where you could stick torches on a tree and it looked good. Most vexing indeed.
So that wood block there shows our angle. We're going to have to go at this angle. That's fine.
Unfortunately, I stuck a torch in a tree, and the tree ate my torch. Bloody tree.
Sounds like a children's book, doesn't it?
The tree ate my torch. I mean, yeah, it could be. Could also be Lovecraftian. Incoming. She's moving fast. Come on then. And the chest. Down. And come on, move. There we go. Wanted to put her to pull her head out of the ground, though that gunshot may well have caused
nah.
bit of a
to be honest, though, if you're not really seeing any zombies around, it doesn't. The gunshots don't wake them up from as far or be heard from as far as it used to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we'll be alright.
What I'm worried about is that there may have been a zombie up over the hill that is heading towards, but it doesn't look like. Looks like we're clear. Okay, yeah, we're alright.
I was literally in houses shooting, and the sleepers weren't waking up. So
yeah, that is completely fair. I can make awning blocks. That's actually kind of awesome. I approve. Make wood log blocks out of 10. Cobble blocks still. Where are the wooden frames though? There we go.
So we're gonna make a cool mountain base.
Yeah.
We might even be able to join it up with the basement.
I would. Well, I mean, we could, but I wouldn't necessarily want to give the zombies a reason to try and get
destroy our nice basement.
Yeah, try and get to us via the basement. I'm just going to upgrade this with a little bit of wood, just so that we have a a pillar for some torches.
So I'm basically going to leave it open until I've dug back to rock, and then I'll start to tunnel in. Oh, you stupid shovel. How dare you need repairs. I'm going to run all the way back to the house now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do not have any repair kits on me. How wide do you want this corridor?
Literally over there. 2 wide at the moment. 3 wide if we've got time. We kind of do have time, so 3 wide might be quite nice.
I feel that you've picked a rough place. If I may offer a little bit of advice on this one, this is just to save on labour.
Sure.
Because I can see what you started doing. You were digging down and then thought, right, I'm going to dig into the mountain. You were probably facing the mountain when you started digging.
Yep. And then started digging,
and then you realised,
hang on.
Oh, wait, that's not a cardinal direction. So you placed down a block to orient yourself.
Yep.
But, and this is like a common kind of mental block, because you'd already decided on where to start, you simply used the block to orient yourself and then turned in that direction and carried on digging from that block rather than reevaluating based on your knowledge of where the cardinal directions were, where you should start the dig site. Because right now you're kind of just moving along the shallow part of the mountain. You're just basically going to run parallel to the deep part of the mountain. Which probably means that you're going to end up digging a lot. So we might need to find
a better site. Yes, you're quite right there. Oh well, we got lots of clay soil out of it.
Honestly, you could just move a tiny few steps to the side, and you'll be in line with the deep part of the mountain.
I'll repair my shovel and I'll come and have a look. I'll bring the repair kits.
It's just I could see what was happening there, and it's similar to what I used to find.
But again, give me advice, because you have done a lot more building than I have. So like, I'm willing to try things out. But if you see me like clearly going in the wrong direction, then
this was just to save a lot of labor, which would ultimately not achieve the goal that I can see that you're aiming for. You want to burrow into the stone of a mountain, is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
Then, that was my assumption, and this will double or triple the amount of work you've got to do before you can reach stone, and you'll never have much deep stone around the corridor.
Yeah. So let me have a look.
All right, we've got 2 zombies nearby.
I found what I thought was a perfect spot, and then it wasn't a perfect spot anymore because of the angle that you're having to dig. And no angle would have worked here, because the other angle would have had exactly the same problem. You would have just dug into a shallow part of the mountain. Yeah, for example, if you moved from there forward, you'd go straight into the stone of the mountain. Whereas here, you're basically yeah, you'd basically from this position dig a corridor along the skirt of the mountain. We've got 2 zombies nearby. Have you got the tourist? Saying that, I can't see them, huh?
Oh, there's one up on top, and there's now 2 to the side as well. I
don't know if
plink them if you want.
Better draw distance than me, maybe.
Could be.
Oh no, hang on, they were just really dark. Good eyes there.
I'm not accounting for the velocity of these arrows very well, unfortunately. They're on their way now, I think. Coming in fast. Got a nice 2.5 bit of damage with the crossbow bolt.
I actually think I hit him there.
He's still moving and coming in quickly. There we are. He's down, but his friend is on the way. A bit premature in that shot. There we go. Aim for the legs if you can, because it will force him to trip. She ragdolled, she's dead. Now that is not...
I'm getting slightly better at my shots while they're moving. I'm really pleased with that.
I'm bringing a tourist towards us now.
Okay.
Oh, that was a bit of a waste. Goodbye, arrow. Hopefully you hit some zombie far off in the distance. Oh, that is a ragdoll. I feel the ragdoll like that should have done extra damage. I feel that zombie should be dead. Its skull completely collapsed from the force of rolling down there. I was looking
completely the wrong direction. You didn't tell me it was in a different direction to the other zombies we were shooting. Man.
Oh, I said it was on top of the mountain. Oh, yeah, of course. I guess that does still constitute.
There's like millions of on top of the mountains.
Well, to me, the stuff over there is it's just a gentle slopes of a hill leading up to a proper Welsh mountain.
It's in the kitchen drawer.
Sometimes I got to remind myself that Shelab comes from England, where mountains are a mythological thing, much like dragons. Then you go to Wales, where mountains and dragons are actually facts.
I lived in Wales for a while.
That is true, actually.
Never
It's
saw
pretty much
a
how
dragon.
It's because you're English. They were hiding from you.
The English people not allowed to see the dragons.
No. Since the tragic events of the 60s, I hear. Poor old Idris. There we go. Let's get this
What
down.
happened to Idris in the 60s?
Wow.
What didn't I hear?
We don't talk about it with English people.
Oh.
I need to get an Idris plushie, though. Oh, my lord.
This
I own
was
nothing else
basically
in
my
my
life for like 5 years living in Wales as an English person.
Oh, I feel really bad now.
Didn't help. Yeah, it didn't change much when I came to live in Scotland as an English person in Scotland.
It's not your fault.
Nobody likes English people.
Even the English people. Oh, it's all good fun. There we go. Pop that one there. Donk.
That's what you say, and until there's rugby on.
Oh well, that's serious business though. Okay, so, right, I've placed.
Am I doing it wrong again?
I think exactly the same thing has happened. You came over here to try and decide, I'm going to dig into the mountain, and you stayed up at the mountain peak instead of laying a block to work out which direction was the cardinal direction.
I laid a block. It destroyed itself on the slope.
Because,
But I saw where it was headed.
okay, well, this one definitely would be going into the mountain, whereas from this direction,
Okay, why don't you
you're
start
following
me
the
off?
skirt again. Oh, don't be like that. You're making me feel
No,
bad for
start
giving
me-
advice.
Tell me where to start my tunnel.
Or where you started was
Yeah?
right. No. You're doing exactly the same thing again. Okay. Sorry.
But we could turn here and go into the mountain this way.
Yeah, that's what I said was fine. But you were digging in this direction, so you were going along the skirt again in exactly the same way. I'm sorry. It's always awkward to accept advice, and I know it's a little bit frustrating when someone's like,
not
"Hey, you're doing it
awkward
wrong."
to accept advice. It's just when you don't really understand properly, and then you know that you're going to go and do it wrong somewhere else. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, that's why I was trying to avoid the whole thing. You do it for me, because then, well, you're not going to learn anything from me doing it. You know, if you didn't understand the original explanation, then why would observing what I'm doing be any different? So I was trying to explain about going along the skirts of the mountain, and also this would be helpful to know for anyone else building a horde base.
so now I'm turning around this way. Is this correct? I don't even know, and I don't understand why. I'm sorry. I'm just.
Do you understand what I mean by
cannot
skirt of the mountain?
physically- Well, yeah, the skirt is like the bottommost.
Yeah, the shallow
rung.
kind of slope at the very bottom, which is
So
mostly
you think
dirt.
I should be starting higher up the mountain? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think you should be aiming to not dig the tunnel along the skirt of the mountain. So you can dig into the skirt of the mountain towards the rock face, or you can dig along the skirt of the mountain, which is basically following the perimeter around the base. Does that make sense anymore?
But I'm going this way, so that's going into the mountain, right?
Yeah, but that's also diagonal, so it's not going to help you. Look at the blocks to either side.
Oh, I see.
Cardinal direction is this way that I'm moving.
Yeah.
Or it's this way, which is where you were originally digging. In this direction, you're going to be digging through dirt for a very long time.
The first one I got very confused. So basically, this is the way.
Yeah,
it's going
exactly.
I see.
It is really,
this
really
out
difficult to watch that, watch out for that sort of thing, because the game does not make it very obvious.
It doesn't
with the
make it
digging.
easy to see where the car. That's why I tend to really like. There we are. That'll keep me oriented. That one there. I know you've done a load as well.
No, that's fine. If that's more useful to you than the pillars that I put lights on, then that's the one that you should be using. These ones are largely so we can avoid the zombies that are about to try and drop on your head.
So just making it easier for the zombies to get into the tunnel there. Just flatten this out a little bit.
Sorry, I was perhaps a little bit dry with my humor. There is a horde of zombies heading straight for you right now. You've alerted them. They're now running.
Thank you for being more precise about that.
That's okay.
And saving my life.
There you go. She's still alive. Wait, aim, fire. There you go. Headshots are worth it. There we go. Got it. There's still more. You've
one,
gone
two,
right back to
three
it.
more.
Oh, there's a lot more than 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 that I can see, and I know that there's more because their silhouettes were on top of the mountain. It was actually quite beautiful, whilst they were, you know, cast against the moonlight. Thank you very much for the arrows back. Here's the next one. Incoming. Oh, he's zigzagging and zagging and making it a little bit hard to predict. Sorry, Shelab. I can't...
I think I ran out of arrows there.
Okay, have you taken any
I'll take some vitamins
anti-infection?
now before any... No, I haven't even got any on me. I'm fine. I didn't get infected, but...
No, neither do I. I've still got my infection, and honestly, that's probably protecting me a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Okay. But on that note, I am going to take that as a warning that the game is giving me, and I'm going to go back and get some vitamins. There's no reason to be out there dealing with that without that safety.
Well, you were making some arrows out of all the feathers and stuff I collected, weren't you?
Yep, I made them. They're on me right now. Just we hadn't actually talked about switching the
them up and
inventory.
stuff. Yeah.
But I definitely have them. I'm going to grab one of those. Do you want me to bring you a vitamin as well?
Yes, please. That'd be amazing. I've got a couple of... I picked up a couple off the ground, the crossbow bolts.
Marvellous. But yeah, the game really doesn't make it easy to orient yourself when you're digging because the kind of... The shapes that it uses
not like
for the
Minecraft
blocks...
where it's all clear blocks, you know.
They have different geometric properties and as a result, it can really, really be misleading to kind of orient yourself. There's 1 vitamin and 50 arrows.
Wonderful.
There we go. Right, the zombies are heading down. I'm going to sneak first and
taking my vitamin there.
Take a shot. Oh, no, I'm not, because I'd unloaded for some reason. Oh, I'd not finished loading my weapon. He's ragdolled, but not dead. He's getting up.
Oh, no, the crossbow needs to be repaired. Hang on, I'm just going to run behind you a little bit and
that's
repair
fine.
my crossbow. I've got the kit, but...
Perfectly fine. Headshot. Bingo. She's getting back up, though. This may not reach her in time. No. I should have fired a little bit earlier in order to make that work. There we go. And what about you? Trying to predict the direction you're going in. Sorry about that. I ragdolled them just as you shot. They're down.
It's alright.
Think we're good. Yeah, we're good. They're all dealt with. I can't see any more up on the mountain.
Perfect. Thank you for your help there.
No, yeah, it's perfectly fine. But, yeah. So, now you've got an orientation.
I'm just going to basically...
If you want,
flatten this
now
out
would be the time, once again, if you've decided that based on this block, this is the best place, then carry on digging. If you want to move around and place some blocks about the place, just to try and find the best angle to dig into the mountain, then it would be better to do that now before you invest too much more time.
Yeah. No, I do feel like this is quite good.
Okay then, we'll start
Although
digging here.
I'm not happy with this slope now. Grr.
Well,
I dug that down in a really bad way.
Don't worry too much. We can dig it down an extra level. It is. Don't worry about the frustrations of digging and deforming the terrain. Again, it uses different properties to block building that make it a little bit finicky. You do get much better with it with time, but it is with time that happens.
Thing is, I was okay doing all of this as long as I was putting walls in, but I don't think we want to put walls in quite yet until we've got the right shape.
You can always put frame walls in. That's not an issue.
Might do that then. I might just do like some frame walls just to make it a little bit easier for me to get an idea.
If anything makes it easier for you to dig, then do that thing. Especially if it's not something that has some level of permanence. Like if you were trying to build the walls out of cobble, I might say, yeah, you may want to rethink that plan. But yeah, absolutely. Frames are cheap and easy. And you can pick them back up afterwards, which is the beauty of them, really.
Yeah.
Let's repair that. Dunk. 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 Let's get all of that down. There we go. Right, I'm trying to lay frames in such a way that it'll highlight the approach and flatten the terrain a bit for you. So you've got a bit more of an idea of where the blocks are. But there we go.
Oh my goodness, it's morning already.
I know, right? That little horde did kind of distract the digging process, but my infection is going to be over in just a moment, and then I will finally be free of that. I will be so, so happy. So, thank you ever so much, Shelab, for using your awesome medicine-finding ways
That's
to
okay.
discover the infection, and I'm finally cured! Marvellous!
Woo!
I no longer have to worry about dying. At least not to the infection. Probably have to worry about dying to quite a lot of other things. But, right, okay, so shall we wrap this episode up there? It doesn't sound like we've had the thunderclap.
No horde.
That will tell us that tonight
good.
is Horde Night. So, we've got at least one more day.
Another day of digging.
Yeah.
And,
it looks like you may
preparing.
actually be about to hit rock, though, which is actually pretty cool. But
That's fantastic.
we're going to want to keep going a good bit into the rock if you want the rock wall, if I understand you correctly, to act as a natural barrier to the zombies so that they won't try to break through
so
it.
we might still want to dig back until we're at that sort of next section of rock above that, past this little bit of grass here.
Yeah, no,
Maybe
absolutely.
about here will be the doorway to it effectively.
Yeah, no, that sounds amazing. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us, everyone. Hope you enjoyed today's episode and will be joining us for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.
And keep being awesome.